Airlines mishandled over 33 million bags in a single year. 33 million. Yet most travelers, when their bag doesn't show up, walk away with nothing. Not because they weren't owed anything, but because they didn't know what to ask for. Here's what the airlines are not going to tell you. There are rules, federal regulations, and international treaties that protect you when your luggage goes missing. And most of those protections only kick in if you know about them and you take the right steps at the right time. First off, if your bag is delayed, not just lost, delayed, you are entitled to a refund of your checked bag fee. The Department of Transportation finalized a rule that says if you file a mishandled baggage report and your bag doesn't show up within 12 hours of your domestic flight landing, the airline has to refund you your baggage fee. For international flights, depending on the length of the flight, that window is 15 to 30 hours. But here's the thing. The airline's not just gonna walk up to you and say, "Hey there, sir, since your bag is late, here's your money." No, you have to file the mishandled baggage report. Most people don't know this rule exists. And if you've had a delayed bag within the past year and you didn't file a report, you may have left money on the table. There's one huge exception to this rule, and we'll get to that at the end of this video. But first, let's talk about something that catches a lot of travelers off guard. Your bag not being there when you land doesn't mean the airlines consider it lost. It just means delayed, and those are two very different things legally. Most airlines won't declare a bag lost for anywhere between 5 and 14 days after your flight. And according to an international flight treaty called the Montreal Convention, a bag isn't legally considered lost until it's been missing for 21 days. Why does this matter? Because delayed and lost trigger different things. When a bag is delayed, you can claim temporary expenses like toiletries, clothes, and things you genuinely need because your bag wasn't there. But when a bag is officially declared lost, that's when the full liability kicks in and you can claim the value of your bag and its contents. Airlines know this, and sometimes they're in no rush to make that lost declaration. I recommend checking your airline's rules to see what their specific timeline is for declaring a bag lost. This can vary by carrier, but if the suspense is driving you crazy, you can always call them up and request to see if the market lost before the 14 days. No guarantees, but it doesn't hurt to ask. This next one is the one you really need to pay attention to, because this is where people lose their claims entirely, and they don't find out until it's too late. When your bag doesn't show up, your first instinct might be to wait around at the carousel a little bit longer, maybe ask someone nearby, maybe think that'll just come out in the next push, and then, tired from your flight, you just leave the airport thinking you'll call the airline later. That's a huge mistake. The moment you realize your bag's not coming off that belt, you need to find the airline's baggage service desk. It's usually right there near the carousel, and you need to file a property irregularity report, or PIR. After that, there's some deadlines you need to meet, otherwise your claim can be denied. For damaged bags, you have 7 days to make your claim from the time you get your bag. For delayed bags on international flights, it's 21 days from the time you get your bag back. But it all starts with your PIR. No PIR, and you've already weakened your position before you've even tried to make your claim. But that's not the only thing you should do while you're waiting at baggage claim. You need to know exactly what you're entitled to. So whip out your phone and search your airline's contract of carriage, read the terms and conditions of the credit card that you use to pay for your flight, and check out your travel insurance policy. All of these might provide different types of coverage for delayed or lost bags. And once you know what you're entitled to, you can go ahead and take your free mini shopping spree for any essentials that you'll need until your bag arrives. The trick is that you need internet on your phone to be able to look up all this info, and sometimes airport Wi-Fi doesn't work. I never worry about travel Wi-Fi problems though, because my Olafly eSIM added a new feature called Always On. It gives you 1 gigabyte of backup data on your phone every month in 70 destinations at no additional cost on top of the unlimited data. That means I can stay connected before I even get to my destination. If anything ever goes wrong at baggage claim or any other time during my trip, my connection lets me search for whatever I need to solve the problem. Olafly's Always On feature comes built into any eSIM you buy from them. It kicks in as soon as you install your eSIM, and here's where it gets interesting. It keeps working even after your eSIM expires. Their travel data plans take like 2 minutes to set up, and you can install it right now and just activate it whenever you need it. Whether you need a short or a long-term plan, you can get a discount using this QR code or the link in the description with discount code Project Untethered. Big thanks to our friends at Olafly for sponsoring this video. All right, let's talk about money, because I think most people assume that if an airline loses your bag, then they owe you whatever it costs to replace your items. That is not not how it works. For domestic flights in the US, the maximum the airline is currently required to pay you is $4,700 per passenger. And for international flights covered by the Montreal Convention, the limit is currently about $2,175 US dollars. And here's the part that stings. Those are the maximums, not what you actually get. Airlines are required to pay the depreciated value of your stuff, not what it cost you, not what it would cost to replace it, what an insurance adjuster would say it's worth today, factoring in wear and age. This kind of sucks because it means to replace your stuff, you're gonna have to pay out of your own pocket. To make matters worse, the DOT's guide is very clear. If you don't keep receipts and documentation of your valuable items, then you're gonna be negotiating. And negotiating with an airline over the value of a lost bag is not a position that you wanna be in. This investigation phase can take 4 weeks to 3 months before you receive a payout. And sometimes they'll give you the option to get reimbursed in free tickets at a higher value than the cash reimbursement. If you plan to fly anyway, this isn't a bad option. Just make sure to check what the restrictions are on those free vouchers. The practical takeaway here is that before you travel, always take some evidence. You can snap some pics of the bag's condition itself in case it gets damaged, but don't forget to also open it up and take pictures or videos of everything that's inside in case you need evidence to make a claim. And whenever you buy something expensive, snap a picture of that receipt also. So what can you do while you wait for your bag to show up? My natural response is just to think, oh, I guess I'll just be uncomfortable and use the same clothes for an extra day or two. But that's not necessary. You're entitled to interim expenses, so go buy yourself a new outfit. It's not your fault that your bag didn't show up. Even if you could technically survive without buying anything, you still have the right to buy reasonable items. My sister-in-law's luggage was delayed for 2 days when she traveled with us from hot Colombia to cold winter in Florianopolis, Brazil. She bought 2 full outfits, including a puffy coat, toiletries, and even makeup. All of it was reimbursed. If you're on a business trip, maybe you need a business outfit. If you're on a hiking trip, maybe you need some new hiking boots. The key word here is reasonable. You're not going to get reimbursed for an unlimited shopping spree at Gucci or Prada. Airlines don't really define reasonable, but when I think reasonable, I'm thinking anything essential in my luggage that I would have used if it would have arrived on time. The Montreal Convention specifically covers replacement purchases for delayed bags on international flights, and under DOT rules domestically, airlines have their own policies, but most of them will cover reasonable interim expenses if you ask them. Whatever you do, just remember to keep all of your receipts. One more thing here, if your bag is delayed on the way home, as in it doesn't make it back to your home airport, most airlines will not cover expenses for that leg. The reasoning is that if you're home, you already have your own other stuff. If you're traveling outbound and need things that you don't have, that's different. You've probably already heard the advice to put a tracker like an AirTag in your bags. This is good advice, but I want to tell you something that happened in recent years that makes it even more useful than it used to be. Several major airlines have integrated Apple's Share Item Location feature directly into their baggage tracking systems. That means if you have an AirTag in your bag and it goes missing, you can now share the location with the airline directly through their system. Then their baggage handling software can actually automatically reroute the bag to you without someone having to manually get involved. Before this, you could see where the bag was, but you couldn't really do much with that information. But now there's actually infrastructure on the airline side to act on it. This isn't a replacement for filing your PIR, by the way. You want to do both. But a tracker in your bag is now genuinely more useful than it was before. Next, international connecting flights are 5 times more likely to lose your bag than a domestic flight. And the single biggest cause of mishandled bags is the connection. Transfer mishandling accounts for 41% of mishandled bags. That means anything that you can't afford to lose on your trip, like medication, a specific outfit for a wedding or an event, or anything irreplaceable should never go in your checked bag on an itinerary with a connection. I know traveling carry-on only isn't always possible, but on a connecting international flight, if you have to choose what to protect, choose to protect it in your carry-on, or better yet, in your personal item. And if you are checking a bag on a connecting itinerary, make sure you give yourself a longer layover than you think you need. The likelihood of your bag making a tight connection is lower than the likelihood of you making it. There's also some circumstances when the airline loses your luggage but doesn't pay you a penny. For example, if you've seen the news, you know that airlines aren't as financially stable as they might seem. They have a track record of going bankrupt like Spirit. And guess what happened to all those pending lost luggage luggage claims with Spirit. Do you think they got reimbursed for their missing valuables? Not likely.
All new at 5, Spirit customers could spend eternity waiting for their luggage.
With baggage offices closed and customer service lines silenced, travelers are facing a case of lost.
There were even posts on social media showing lost luggage that Spirit had found stacked up in their office. But the bags were trapped there because there's no longer anyone working there anymore. You'd have to have some pretty bad luck for this to happen, but if it does, you could still be covered under your credit card insurance or your travel insurance policy, so all hope is not lost. Turns out, not all lost luggage is the airline's fault though, because checked luggage theft is more common than you think. Whether that's an airline handler going through your bag mid-route or a thief who walks off with your whole entire suitcase. The good news is there are some super simple steps you can take to protect yourself from checked luggage theft, and I cover them all in this video right here, so watch that one next. Because if the airline can prove the missing luggage wasn't their fault, you're not getting reimbursed for anything. Like, subscribe to the things. Love you. Bye-bye.